Hello everyone, welcome to Veranda IAS in this series of current affairs related to art and culture. The topic of the day is Ambubachi Mela. Very important topic. UPSC has asked question in the prelims exams related to the fairs and festivals of India. So in this session today, we will discuss about the famous Ambubachi Mela, which time and again is in news, was in news and continues to be important topic. The Mela, the festival, is associated with the state of Assam from northeastern India. We will discuss in detail about the architecture of the temple where this fair is celebrated and the details of the fair and festivals associated. The learning objectives of the day are to examine Ambubachi Mela, to analyze Ambubachi Mela in news, to list the significance of Ambubachi Mela and to discuss about Kamakhya temple where this Mela is organized, is being celebrated every year. This is an annual event. Every year it is being celebrated in the Kamakhya temple of Assam. Also, we will explain the architecture related to Kamakhya temple. Apart from all this, for your mains examination point of view, we will deal with the important aspect. What is that? Kamakhya temple, apart from Ambubachi Mela, is in news because of the animal sacrifices which take place, the ritual animal sacrifices. So at the end of the session, we will discuss ritual animal sacrifices are legal or not in India. We'll begin the session. First and foremost, some details, important details about the fair. See, first and foremost, it is annual fair. It is celebrated every year. Why it is in news? Because of COVID-19 pandemic, this fair was not celebrated in post-pandemic era, we can say. It is not being organized. Why it is not being organized? Because for 4 days celebration, nearly 5 to 20 lakh people come to this fair or arrive to this fair, and that means large gathering, public gathering, which was prohibited in the post-pandemic era. So that is why this was in news, because it was not celebrated because of the gatherings of the people. You can imagine the dynamic of this fair, because for, nearly 4 to 20 lakh people arrive here from the nearby states of India for the presence in this fair. What is the cause? Why this Mela, this fair is being organized? In India, we have the tradition of worshipping the fertility cult. Yes, Ambubachi Mela is celebrated or is organized in Kamakhya temple. This Kamakhya temple is considered as a place of goddess Kamakhya, and this fair is celebrated. New thing, because it is considered that at that time, that is the menstrual cycle of goddess Kamakhya. Nearly for 4 days it is celebrated. See, in Assam, in northeastern India, the menstrual cycle of a goddess is celebrated. It means there is less taboo associated with the menstruation of the women in northeastern India. Even we will discuss, we will read ahead, in Assam, it is celebrated whenever the menstrual cycle of a girl, of an adult girl starts. That is celebrated. That is a custom, a tradition to celebrate that, because menstrual cycle is associated with the fertility cult. The celebration of Ambubachi Mela is a representation of goddess Kamakhya's fertility cult. And again, the important thing, second important thing is, since it is associated with fertility cult, there is a yoni found in the Garbhagriha. You know about the architecture of temples, Sanctum Sanctorum. Sanctum Sanctorum or Garbhagriha is the place in a temple at the mid of the temple where the main deity's idol is associated or kept. Here at the Sanctum Sanctorum or the Garbhagriha of the temple, there is a yoni-like structure that is resembling to the female genital organ. That is worshipped, that is what is the worship of fertility cult. Important thing is there is no idol. Unlike majority of the Hindu temples in India have image or idol worshipping, there is no idol in the Kamakhya temple where Ambubachi Mela is being organized. You have to remember, can be a statement in your prelims examination that there is idol worshipping prevalent in Kamakhya temple or there is idol of goddess Kamakhya in Kamakhya temple in Assam. So it is not there. That statement will be wrong. There is no idol. Instead, the goddess is worshipped as a yoni-like stone over which a natural stream runs. There is a natural small stream of water that runs over that yoni-like structure, and also the Garbhagriha of this temple is below the ground level. Like when people are going there for worshipping, they have to step down the ground level to reach to this Sanctum Sanctorum and worship the main yoni-like stone. Next comes the goddess, also is known as Siddha Kubjika. Siddha Kubjika is a Hindu tantric goddess of desire. Who is Siddha Kubjika? She is tantric goddess of desire who emerged in the Himalayan mountains. Additionally, she is referred as Kali and Mahatripura. You might have heard the names Goddess Kali, Goddess Mahatripura. These are the other names of Siddha Kubjika goddess, which is associated with Kamakhya temple. One point to remember is this, that Kamakhya temple is a seat or is popular for the Tantricism. Tantricism. What is Tantricism? The Hindu religion where rituals are followed. Tantra Vidya is being prevalent. That is Tantricism. Ritualistic activities are prevalent. That is Tantricism. So Kamakhya temple is also prevalent for various activities of Tantricism. Next comes, the event is sometimes referred as the Mahakumbh of the East. Ambubachi Mela gathering is such large and is such popular in the eastern India, northeastern India, that it is often referred as Mahakumbh of the East due to the fact that it attracts thousands of worshippers from all over the world, not only Indian states, but the worshippers from all over the world come to attend this fair. That is why, because of the large gathering, it is equated to the Mahakumbh or the Kumbh and is known as Mahakumbh of the East. The event commemorates the presiding goddess yearly menstruation at the Kamakhya temple in Guwahati, Assam. In Assam, Guwahati, which is the capital of Assam, there is Neelanchal Hills. In that area, this temple is associated and yearly Ambubachi Mela is commemorated. Remember, it is annual. Every year it is celebrated. Next comes the Sanctum Sanctorum of the temple contains the yoni, female genital organ, which is symbolized by a rock or we can say by a stone. A stone is worshipped, which is at the Sanctum Sanctorum or the Garbhagriha of the temple. Kamakhya temple of Assam is one of the 51 Shakti Peeths, very important. There are 51 Shakti Peeths associated with Hinduism. One important relevant place is Kamakhya temple of Assam, one of the 51 Shakti Peeths or sacred places dedicated to the Shakti worship. You might be knowing about the religions of India. We have studied in art and culture lecture series as well about the Shakti cult. Like we have Vaishnavism. Like we have Shaivism. Similarly, one important bifurcation is Shakti cult. Vaishnavism are the the followers of Vaishnavism are the worshippers of Lord Vishnu. The followers of Shaivism are the worshippers of Lord Shiva. Similarly, there is Shakti cult, which worship the goddess, which worship the female power, the Shakti, that is known as Shakti. So there are Shakti Peeths related to Shakti cult, which is under Hinduism. Out of 51, one important is Kamakhya, temple of Assam, with each location symbolizing a different bodily portion of Sati, Lord Shiva's partner. In mythological stories, it is assumed, it is believed that 51 Shakti Peeths are representations of different organs, like every Shakti Peeth resemble one body organ of Sati, who is Lord Shiva's partner. Next comes, the temple is located atop the Neelanchal hills. Remember, factual information, it is near to Neelanchal hills it is located, which slope down to the Brahmaputra river on their northern flank. It is Brahmaputra river near to Kamakhya temple. Next comes, according to the tradition, it was created by the demon king. The demon king Naraksur. It is supposed that demon king Naraksur was the one who established this temple. But the structure which we have today there at the Kamakhya temple, the building, that is 16th century construction. That is 16th century construction. What building we see, it is very old construction by Koch king of 16th century, whose name was Nar-Narayan. But was there no temple before this? No, there was temple, and it is supposed, as per the traditions, it is believed that the demon king Narkasur was the one who has created this before this 16th century construction which we have today. Next, the question arises, every topic which we are taking in this series, we have to discuss why this topic was in news. The traditional Ambubachi Mela in Assam will not be held this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What is the time period when this takes place? It is the month of June. Every year in the month of June, for 4 days, it is celebrated. The fair is held from 21st June to 25th of June. Because of the restrictions of COVID-19 pandemic, this did not occur after the pandemic era. That is why this was in news. Now the question arises, what is the significance? What is the relevance of this fair? India is a land of fairs and festivals. We have read this. This is opening line for your essays. But what is the significance? The traditional festival commemorates the menstrual cycle. Again and again we are discussing, because it is different, it is unique, and this is important, which helps explain why menstruation is less taboo in Assam than in other regions of India. In Assam, females acquire adulthood via a ceremonial called Tuloni Biya. In northeastern India, specifically in Assam, when females acquire adulthood, when the menstrual cycle of a girl starts, that is celebrated as Tuloni Biya, which translates as a little wedding or small celebration. Next is, the expo also serves as an opportunity. Not only this, this is social impact or the social advantage which we discussed, that the acceptance of menstrual cycle and the acceptance of womanhood is much more easier in northeastern India. Next, from the point of view of economy, think nearly 4 to 20 lakh people are arriving every year in the state, in the area. That means a boost to the economy of the area. The expo also serves as an opportunity to educate the guest about the menstrual hygiene and the proper uses of sanitary napkins, sanitary pads. At least 5 lakh devotees from West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand visit Assam during the fair. Foreign visitors also contribute to the growth of state tourism and its accompanying earnings. So economically also it is adding to the state tourism and the finances of the states. Also it is promoting the local economy. See, this is the construction of Kamakhya temple. It is an old construction, 16th century construction by the Koch king. This is Kamakhya temple. Something about the architecture of the Kamakhya temple. We have studied about the various styles of architecture in our art and culture series. So what is special about the Kamakhya temple? 12th to 14th century, there was a regional style of temple architecture which was being developed in the state of Assam. The regional style was influenced by the other styles of temple architecture which were prevalent in the nearby areas of that time. So this regional style of Assam, of architecture, temple architecture, the features of it we can see in Kamakhya temple. The style brought by the Thais. What was unique about this regional style? Thais. There is Thai community. Who are these? Thai community are the people who speak Thai language. Mainly in Upper Burma, Myanmar, or some of the people or the speakers of Thai language also reside in northeastern India. So basically this style was brought by Thais, Thai people from Upper Burma, mingled with Bengal's prevalent Pal style, resulting in the development of what came to be known as a home style in and around Guwahati. This style of temple architecture, regional style of temple architecture in Assam, was popularly known as a home style. Why a home style? A home kingdom ruled in this area for a longer time. This style had features from the Thai architecture which Thai brought from Upper Burma, also from the Pal school of temple architecture. Apart from that, the Kamakhya temple, a Shakti Peeth, was established in the 17th century and is dedicated to goddess Kamakhya. So which style is prevalent there? That is the Assam style or regional style of temple architecture. Now a question arises before we summarize the lecture for the day. Kamakhya temple, I told you at the starting of the session, is popular for ritual animal sacrifice. Ritual animal sacrifice. In India, we have 9-day festival of Durga Puja, we all know. So during that period of 9-day festival of Durga Puja related to Shakti cult, we can say ritual animal sacrifices are being performed in that area of Kamakhya temple very rigorously, or we can say is very much prevalent in that area during those 9-day celebration. What all animals are sacrificed? It's not only cow or buffalo, it's more than that. Buffaloes, birds, specifically pigeons, goats, ducks, all these animals are sacrificed to praise the goddess. If animal sacrifices are being prevalent there, so what do you think? What will be the reaction of the people? See, this is an old tradition which is still being prevalent there, but the point of concern is, or the point of debate is it legal in India or not? So we will discuss one by one the pros and the cons and then the legality of this ritual. First of all, what can be the possible pros or the advantages? Or we can say, what are the what are the things which the people who favor the animal sacrifice say? What are the arguments given by the people? They say it is an old tradition, year-old tradition. Since years it is like this, so we have to continue it like this. So what can be the counter argument to this? The counter argument to this can be, with the time, even the Constitution of India is changing. With the time, things change, traditions evolve, such is this tradition as well. So the counter argument by the people who do not favor say that need to change. Traditions evolve, traditions change with the time, and that is what this tradition should also change. Second, if the animal sacrifices are taking place there, what does it mean? It means that the local economies boost. That is a boost to local economy. That is a boost to the nearby areas. And not only this, what all animals are being sacrificed there, those all animals, what they do with the meat of the animal? Obviously, the meat is distributed as prasad to the people, and especially to the poor families who are residing in the nearby areas, and also to the tribal people. So people who favor the animal sacrifices, they say that it is one of the important sources of protein. It is one of the important sources of protein for the poor people and for the tribal people. It can help fight malnutrition in the area. So all these arguments are given by the people who favor animal sacrifices. On the other hand, there are animal rights activists who say that it is year-long tradition, we accept, but it needs to get changed. Also, they say that to fight malnutrition, some other supplements can be provided to the people, and also some humanism should be there. Some humanism should be there. We are human beings. It does not mean that we should kill animals. They also say, to support their argument, that in Hindu traditions, mostly, not always, but mostly in Hindu traditions, animal sacrifices are not very much popular. Are not very much popular. In some tribal areas, hilly areas, we have seen animal sacrifices associated with Hinduism, but not very much popular. So these are the arguments given by the people who do not favor animal sacrifices as associated with rituals in Hinduism, or specifically with Kamakhya temple. Now the question arises, what is the legality? What does the law in India say? The law in India says there is Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act of 1960. Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960, which says that any form of cruelty associated with animals is prohibited. But this law does not say that killing of animal is an offense. This law prohibits, as per this act, the law prohibits the cruelty, the pain inflicted to animals, but it does not say that killing of animals is an offense. So this is current situation, current statistics. Time and again, various state governments in India have brought number of laws, number of acts which prohibit the animal sacrifices in specific temples, areas, or the states. But the present condition is the Central Law 1960 Act says that animal sacrifice is not an offense. Animal rights activists are fighting for their cause and are taking up their cause ahead. So this was all for today. In detail, we discussed about the Ambubachi Mela, about the topic in news, why this Mela, this fair was in news, the significance of Ambubachi Mela, the Kamakhya temple and the architecture of Kamakhya temple in Assam. Also, we discussed about the legality of the animal sacrifice, ritual animal sacrifice in India. This was all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this session. We will continue our discussion from here. In our next session, we'll start with a new topic. Till then, stay tuned, keep studying. Thank you so much.